Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here on this bright, sunshiny day. It's so nice to have people in the sanctuary. And if you're watching it online, what I want you all to know is this. We're here to remind you of your magnificence, to help you awake to all the wonder that you are. We long to show you all the joy you're worthy of. We're here to remind you how much you're truly loved. Thank you. The song I've been wanting to do since we got back together in person, and it's such a beautiful, bright, shiny day. It's perfect. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Now all that again, please mouth the words in those masks, and you can even hum. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melodies pure and true, singing, this is my message to you. Whoa, one love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. Well, open up your mind, see what you see. Open up your plans and then you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find love, 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 love. Listen to the music of the moment, maybe sing with me. All that peaceful melody, it's your God intended right to be loved, 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 loved. So I won't hesitate no more. Let's get together and feel alright. There's no need to complicate our time. Let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright.
Thank you, Maylin. As always, beautifully done. Let's get together and be all right. And welcome to our congregants, to those who have been with us before, to those who may be new. You are all welcome. We are all welcome. Everyone is welcome at Unity on the Avenue. My name is Reverend Dr. David Goldberg, and we are a radically inclusive community. We welcome all people. We recognize all relational orientations and gender identities. So whoever you are, wherever you are on your path, you are welcome here into the center of this beloved and wonderful community. So just a couple of announcements as we get started this morning. It's a busy time as we come back together in community. It is good, it is strong, it is powerful. We've been doing our Labyrinth class for the past 2 Wednesday nights. It's great. We have about 20 people online. Everybody is connecting in wonderful and glorious ways. You can still join if you'd like. We've got 2 more Wednesday nights left, 6 to 7:30 p.m. On the 21st, we're going to be meeting online, and then on the 28th, we'll be meeting right outside in our beautiful labyrinth here and putting everything that we learned and explored and came to know into practice as we do a community labyrinth walk. And we have another opportunity for that just a few days later on Saturday, May 1st, on World Labyrinth Day. So please join us at 1 p.m. on our labyrinth. And this is an exciting time. World Labyrinth Day has been happening for quite a number of years now. And this is really the first time that we are working in conjunction with a number of international labyrinth organizations, as well as Baylor University. And we're going to work with them to see if we can begin to quantify the power of people walking with intention around the world. So a whole lot more information available on our website, unityontheavenue.org. And then the following Saturday, on May 8th, we are offering an end-of-life choices workshop. We know that you have worked hard and beautifully and consciously throughout your life on the planet, and we want to help you ensure that your resources, your funds, everything that you have amassed, if you will, goes to who and what you want it to go to. So join us on May 8th as we explore end-of-life choices, both from a spiritual perspective and planning your service, as well as a business perspective, as we are inviting in a leading trust and estate attorney. So a whole lot more happening. We so very much appreciate being able to come back together and do this work in community. Also wanted you to know that one of the blessings that we received during this past year of the Cosmic Pause is that we are partnering with another church who is using our space also on Sunday afternoon. So it was the intention of your board of trustees to be of service and in service in the community. We have beautiful buildings, beautiful space, beautiful grounds, and it's our joy to partner with our friends at East Vineyard Church and Reverend Kathy Maskell. So those of you who are with us, if you see some other folks coming in at the end of service, please say hello, offer a warm Unity on the Avenue welcome. You know, prayer is the basis of everything that we do here at Unity on the Avenue. Whether it is our meetings, whether it is our Sunday services, our music, whatever it is, it's grounded in prayer. And one of the ways we're able to do that effectively is working with and through our beloved chaplain prayer partners. So please join me in welcoming our chaplain for today and in support of our service, Opal James.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity on the Avenue on this beautiful Sunday morning. And this morning, our prayer is regarding guardian angels, and we all have them. And I know this morning my guardian angel guided me here safely. So I would like for us just to reflect for a moment as we prepare to hear David's wonderful teachings and his words on the Fillmores. Guardian angel, I now invite my highest and best and most loving possible angel to come and connect with me. Assist me in quietening my mind, elevating my thoughts, opening my vibrations so that I can come and meet and love and guide through this experience and know that the light of God is surrounding us, bringing us forth, carrying us through our day, through our week, and whatever comes upon your path, know that you are most loved and most cherished. And so it is. Amen.
And if you would, join me in saying the statement of faith. There is only one power and one presence in the universe and in my life, God the good, the omnipotent. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Just breathe that in for a second. It's so true that no matter where we are, God is in us and we are living it, and it is living through us. Now I'm going to move to a song by Janice Stanfield. It's one of my favorites. It's really her signature song, though she has over 100 songs that she's written. And what I want to say is that, you know, I've done many things in my life. I've actually been in several industries. I've been everything from a truck driver to a dental lab technician to in sales in the corporate world. And I was always doing music on the side. But I did a woman's wilderness quest, and I realized that what I should be doing is the thing I was doing on the side all along. So I went back to school in my 30s and graduated in my early 40s, and I've been doing music ever since, and more of it, teaching and performing not only in churches but in clubs. And I've actually sung for 30,000 people in a big stadium in Vancouver, Canada once in 1990 for 30,000 people. So I've done quite a range, but I didn't really tap into my prosperity until I allowed myself to do what I'm meant here to do. So I'm hoping that inspires anyone who hears this, whether you're here or online. What would I do if I knew I could not fail? If I believed with the wind always fill up my sail? How far would I go? What could I achieve? Trusting the hero in me. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools and dreamers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What if we're all meant to do what we secretly dream? What would you ask if you knew you could have anything? Like the mighty oak sleeps in the heart of a seed, are there miracles in you and me? If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where true believers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? If I refuse to listen to the voice of fear, with the voice of courage whisper in my ear. If I were brave, I'd walk the razor's edge where fools and dreamers dare to tread. Never lose faith, even when losing my way. What step would I take today if I were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would you do today if you were brave? What would I do today if I were brave? What would you do today if you were brave? We are all brave. Yes, we are brave. So what would you do?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Maylin. And what a joy it is once again to be with you and to be with the extraordinary team that works all week to put together these amazing services. It's a joy and an honor to be working with such delightful, spiritual, conscious beings. And we have a new person joining us today. Nadal, welcome. Thank you for your tremendous good work. And we bless you on your journey, and we're grateful you're here with us. So we've been talking about prosperity last week and this week, specifically through the lens of the Fillmores, who are the founders of the Unity tradition. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore founded Unity in the late 1880s. And so we're talking about prosperity through that spiritual lens, through that new thought lens, if you will, through that unity lens. And, you know, the thing that really speaks to me, Charles wrote that we are not studying prosperity to become rich, but to bring out those characteristics that are fundamental to prosperity. You see, that's what we've been exploring through a number of our talks and our conversations. It's all about how we choose to define it, right? So when we talk about prosperity, when we talk about abundance, that's wonderful. And that can mean so many things to so many people. It can mean prosperity in good health. It can mean abundance in friendships, in family, and being surrounded by our beautiful four-leggeds. In our family, we feel prosperous and abundant now that it's looking like we're going to be able to travel a little bit more again. That's what it means to us, to be prosperous, to be abundant. So I invite you into that conversation with yourself. How are you defining prosperity? How are you defining abundance? And, I'm just saying sometimes I'm not projecting anything on any of you, sometimes I get a little wound up around money. And then I get into my spiritual self and I start talking about prosperity and I start talking about abundance. Well, that's good, and those are God qualities, and that is groundedness, and there's nothing wrong with any of that. And what I need to remember is if I'm conscious about money, it's okay to use the word money because money is God in action. So sometimes we get a little tied up and, we can't talk about money from the pulpit and we can't ask people to support their spiritual community. No, I'm sorry, my friends, I'm not on that page. Money is God in action. And when we talk about that, we are in that flow. And when we are prosperous and abundant and we are sharing our gifts and our tithes and our treasures, that's great. And if we might be having a human circumstance of lack or restriction, we get to talk about that as well, you see. We get to be clear about what we want. Again, now that we're able to go back to restaurants, that's another thing that we enjoy is eating out. And I would never think of going into a restaurant and say, bring me one of everything on the right and two of everything on the left. I get to be clear in my choice, right? If I want something vegetarian, if I want some type of protein, so too with spirit. God is here. God is always available to us. The universe is always conspiring for our good, and we are co-creating in that experience. So if I show up and say, I'm being very spiritual and I'm all about prosperity and I'm all about abundance, well, that's good. And it's better to say, I'm calling in more money, right? Because prosperity and abundance are awesome, and we need cash to pay the mortgage. So, as you've heard me say before, what goes on in vagueness stays in vagueness. And that includes our prayer work, right? So the more specific we can be in our meditation, in our whatever we're putting into the universe, the more direct the result. Because what we are putting into the universe, what we're putting into the race consciousness, it's an objective medium. So whatever we are planting, we are going to receive. So if we plant the nebulousness of prosperity and abundance, great. Maybe I'll have a whole lot of weeds in my yard. Rick and I found a big ant colony. And, he's all about animals and animal totems and meditation. And he's like, well, that's excellent. Ants are all about prosperity and abundance. Well, that's good. And sometimes we need cash and not ants, right? So the more specific we can be, it helps spirit help us. And early in my journey, I was talking with one of my mentors, and I said, this is what I'm creating, this is the mental picture, this is the prayer, this is what I'm putting forth. And I recited my prayer to my beloved friend and mentor, Cynthia, and she said, that's great. What is your question? What is the problem? And I said, well, I don't want to overlay my humanness. I don't want to limit God. I don't want to say, this is what I want, therefore God is going to say, great, you get this, and you could have had this. I don't want to limit God. And in her wisdom, and in her directness, and in her boldness, she said, honey, you're powerful. You're not that powerful. You can't limit God. So what I do is I always add on this or something better, right? In my human experience, this is what I think I want and need and what I'm calling in for me, for us, for our community, and this or something better. And I've had conversations with some of my ministerial colleagues about that. And I've received a little bit of pushback. And they said, David, kind of sounds like you're trying to direct spirit. And I said, yeah, I had that conversation with myself. And the way I interpret it, my intention is not to tell God what to do, but to reinforce for my human self that I am grounded in spirit and open at the top. So I'm not telling God what to do, I'm telling myself that I'm open to something that may look completely different than that which I'm asking for. You know, I'm a fan of Catherine Ponder, and she writes in The Millionaire Moses, a millionaire is usually considered to be one who is worth $1 million or more. In its root, the word millionaire also means abundance and happiness. Moses met both of these definitions because he became a millionaire both mentally and financially. He was a millionaire of the first order because he also taught his followers the secret of true prosperity, how to prosper from the inside out. And that is what we know as metaphysicians. That is what we know as spiritual beings on this particular path, is everything is created twice. It's created within, it's created in mind, it's created internally, and then we get to express it externally as well. So I love Jana, I love Maylin, I love your interpretation of her song. And when Jana was writing, what would you do today if you were brave? What is the one thing that you would do today? Well, you know, we're overachievers here at Unity on the Avenue. So I have 3 things that I would suggest for you on your prosperity and abundance journey, whether it's specifically money or friendships or health or professional opportunities, whatever is in your consciousness, whatever you are seeking, I offer you these 3 points to ponder, no pun intended, Catherine, with regard to prosperity and abundance. Ask, believe, receive, right? So let's unpack that just a little bit. Ask. I know that there are many parents, there are many grandparents, and many of us who play the role of parents to so many young people. And I often heard growing up, say what you need, use your words, tell me what you need, tell me what you want. Well, somewhere along the line, race consciousness, society said that that wasn't right, that was greedy, that was ego, that was not where we as spiritual people needed to be. And I invite you to consider that it is exactly the opposite. When we are able to stand in our truth and say, I want to go out for Mexican food, boss, I need and want more money, and this is why. Honey, I love you and I need a night alone tonight. That is the highest and best for us and for all concerned. So we get to ask for what we want. We must ask for what we want to put it into the field. It's not a lack of gratitude. It's not being greedy. It's being clear. And we don't have to know the how. That's the other thing that we know about being people of faith. We don't have to say, I want a new car, and oh my goodness, how am I ever going to do that? That's Spirit's job, you see. That is when we partner with the divine. If it is your highest and best, if you are in alignment, if that is what you are calling in, then Spirit is absolutely there to support you in that effort. So you don't have to know the how. If whatever that looks like, whether it is surfacey or deeper stuff or family relationships, I would just offer to you that I had a strained relationship with my older sibling for any number of years, for any number of reasons. And what I did is to continue to know what I needed to do. I supported him, I supported his family, I sent birthday cards, I sent Christmas cards. We didn't speak for any number of years, and I continued to be in touch. And at some point, that chasm healed, and we came together. And it's my brother that's going to be joining me for the workshop on end-of-life choices on May 8th. So I didn't have to say how in the world we are so diametrically opposed, we are so energetically different, we are so politically and spiritually, and yeah, we probably didn't belong in the same family. All I knew is he is my brother, I love him, and I wanted a relationship with him, and I let God take care of the how. So that is what I would offer for you with regard to the ask. Ask for an opportunity. Ask for an explanation. Ask for the time. Ask for a conversation. Ask for a raise. Ask for advice. Ask for a do-over. Ask for forgiveness. Ask for help. Ask, ask, ask. You know, we've gotten a lot of good feedback, and thank you to those who continue to participate in our services in so many different ways. Our guest speaker at the end of last month was Reverend Norm Bouchard, Center for Spiritual Living, Colorado Springs. And Norm's book that he wrote is 29 Questions for the Ordinary Life. So Norm took the whole topic of asking, created a book to support those who he is supporting. So ask the question, what do you want that you have thus far failed to ask for? What do you want to stop that you have failed to ask to stop? What are you waiting for? Ask for what you want and ask for help in stopping that which you don't want. The second point, believe. I had a coach in high school. I was not the best athlete. I had other gifts, and that wasn't one of them. And I decided to go out for wrestling and basketball, and he happened to coach both of those sports. And he was trying, and he would just come after me with his great Southern accent, and he's like, "Goldberg, what are you doing? You gotta want it. You gotta want it." And I said, "I gotta what?" And his thing was, that was his way of saying, you've got to believe. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to believe in what you're doing. Why are you doing this? Are you doing it for yourself or for another reason? You know, another way of putting that is act as if. Act as if I am prosperous. Act as if I am abundant. Act as if I am a millionaire, right? And some would say, that doesn't ring authentic to me. That's the fake it until you make it thing. And I don't like that. I like to be authentic, and I like to stand in my power. And I understand that. And I invite you to expand your definition of fake it till you make it. What we know is that everything is created twice, as I already suggested. So you're not faking it, you are just internalizing the first part of what we know to be a two-part process. So you are acting as if you're a millionaire, you're acting as if you are that city council member, you're acting as if you have called in that beloved, whatever he or she or they may look like or feel like or sound like or be like, right? So that is how I would invite you to reframe that. Now, Myrtle Fillmore wrote, "The light of God revealed to us." The thought came to me first that life was God. That life was of God, and that we were inseparably one with Source, and that we inherited from the divine and perfect Father. What that revelation did to me at first was not apparent to the senses, but it held my mind above negation. And I began to claim my birthright and to act as though I believed myself the child of God, filled with his life. I gained. Others saw that there was something new in me. They asked me to share it. I did. Others were healed and began to study. My husband, Charles, continued his business and at first took little interest in what I was doing. But after a time, he became absorbed in the study of truth too. We consecrated our lives to the Lord and kept doing daily that which we felt led to do. We began to prosper a little at a time, and our health continued to improve. So the founder of our philosophy, the founder of unity, is telling us, keep at it. We began to prosper a little at a time. And then the third piece. We spoke about asking, we spoke about believing, and now let's talk about receiving. As another beautiful song, another beautiful chant that I love, are you ready to receive? Are you ready to receive the gifts of the universe? Because the one power, the one presence, the one God, the one ubiquitous presence is always working in, around, and through us for our greater good. Right? So that was part of my thinking when I was saying to my mentor, I don't want to limit God. Well, what I was really saying is, I don't know how powerful I am. If I really called in all of this stuff, if I really got it, what in the world would I do with it, right? So how does your human self feel about worthiness? Are you ready for that new opportunity? Are you embracing retirement and all of the goodness and the bounty and the beauty that comes with that, or some hybrid in between? As I mentioned, we're doing this great class on using the labyrinth as a spiritual tool. And one of the methods, one of the opportunities that people can use when they walk a labyrinth is release, receive, return. So as you step onto the labyrinth, you're in that place of release. And you're releasing any preconceived notions, you're releasing the busyness of the day, and you begin your walk on the labyrinth. And then as you step into the center, in our particular labyrinth, it's a 6-petal rose in the middle of our 7th circuit labyrinth. And if you don't know those terms, you should be in this class. But as you step onto the rose, onto the 6-petal rose, that is where you receive whatever you choose to do. If you're walking with a meditation, if you're speaking the Lord's Prayer, if you're walking in silence. You see, sometimes we feel as though our prayers, our meditations, our affirmations are not answered by the divine. And I invite you to consider that we're pretty good about putting it out there in our prayers, and sometimes we are in beseeching mode and sometimes not. And how often, relatively speaking, are we in that place of listening? Maybe it's not that Spirit isn't responding. Maybe it's that we're not providing the opportunity for Spirit to give us those downloads or those answers. So we walk in with release, we stand in the center and do our work around receiving, and then as we step out of the labyrinth to complete our walk, we're in the place of returning, taking the download that we got from the divine, from Mother Earth, whatever your concept, whatever your definition of the divine, we're in the place of returning to being a spiritual being, having a human experience, you see. So that is when we are able to release, receive, and return. In the Bible, it tells us it is more blessed to give than to receive. So I have a humble reinterpretation of that. And what I would offer is that it is equally blessed to give and to receive. So many of you, so many of us in spiritual community are givers. We know how to do that. We volunteer our time, we give our money, we give our expertise, we muster our resources, we collect things for the homeless shelter, we offer food to the pantry, we do meal packs. My friends, we know how to do that. Our brains are hardwired for that by now. And perhaps what is ours to learn on this physical journey is that of being able to receive, right? Because if I believe that, if I believe that it is more blessed to give than to receive, then I have to allow other people that same opportunity. So if I'm constantly giving, it's a little bit out of balance with the yin and yang of the world, and I'm not allowing other people that opportunity to give. So, I have the great honor to be able to support a number of families through memorials and celebrations of life. And one thing that I share when I am doing those beautiful life rituals is, none of us got up today and said, oh goody, I get to go to a funeral. And nobody knows what to say and nobody knows what to do. And so all the family can do is receive, whatever it looks like. When my oldest sibling made their transition and chose to leave the planet at 49, I was doing Randy's service. And some high school friends came up to me afterward and said, David, didn't know you were pursuing ministry. It was really beautiful. So great to see your family. We really loved Randy in high school. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. You didn't love him the next 30 or 40 years, or after he transitioned from male to female, you had a problem with that. I'm grateful that you loved my sibling. And here I am in a place of grief, and I'm hearing, we didn't love him so much now. And what I got to do is I got to receive. I didn't have to be in the place of judgment and say, you bonehead, that's a really crummy thing to say to somebody who just lost a sibling. I got to say, thank you for loving my sibling. So that is what we get to do when we receive as well as give. And then we hear, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. Believe and receive. It's what we know how to do, and I invite you into the consciousness of that flow, of that yin and yang. Again, we all know how to give so beautifully and so powerfully. I invite you into the space of how are you at receiving? And it can be as simple as receiving a compliment. Oh my gosh, your music was beautiful today. Oh, well, I didn't work on it as long as I wanted to, and I hit a flat note, and my cable was bad, and I'm like, your music was beautiful today. Thank you, right? I appreciate everything that you have done in this community and moving this and doing that and shaping that. Oh, well, I'm sorry I wasn't able to do. No, thank you, right? So be in that place, be open to receive as consciously as you are willing to give. So we ask, we believe, we receive. It's as simple and it's complex as that. And the other thing that I would underscore for you, that I would highlight on this day, just as there is no wrong way to walk the labyrinth, there is no wrong way to pray, my friends. So if you're feeling a little scratchy, if some of this is new to you, if you don't know what to do, or you don't know how it's going to be received, or you were taught this, or you don't remember that, let it go. Release that from your humanness. As has been written and said, if all we ever said is thank you, that's enough. So please, join me in that beautiful and rich space of prayer. Mother, Father, God, thank you for the opportunity to come together to explore prosperity, to explore what it looks like, what it feels like, the big picture and the nuance of calling in that which we choose to experience in abundance. It is good and it is very good. And what I know is there is no wrong prayer, there is no bad prosperity, there is no incorrect abundance, because the one power, the one presence that is in, around, and through it all continues to express the beauty, the grace, the elegance, the ease, the flow that we are calling in, consciously or unconsciously. And I know that we are clear in asking for what we want, for what we need, either for ourselves or for our beloveds. I know that we believe that we are worthy of whatever we are calling in, animal, mineral, vegetable, circumstance, whatever it looks like, whatever it feels like. And I know that we are open to receive whatever it is, however it manifests, whatever we are calling in. I know that we are grounded in principle, open at the top, and readily available for all of the good that God has in store. And I simply say thank you. I simply say thank you for the new information, for the slightly different way of looking at things that we already know to be true at our core. And any concept of guilt, any concept of not enoughness, any concept of money isn't spiritual, or I can't talk to God about this, I just release it, because you see, that is our ego trying to protect us. And what I know is that every conversation between these beautiful spiritual beings having a human experience and the divine is divinely inspired and divinely timed. It is good, it is great, it is grand, it is glorious, and it is perfect. So I say thank you. I say thank you for prosperity. I say thank you for abundance in every aspect of our lives, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, relational, professional. It is all good because it is all God. It can simply be no other way. So I release, I let go, I allow it to be. God is magnificent, all is well, and so it is. And now, my friends, thank you for your high consciousness. My goodness, I feel the vibration this morning. It is good, it is powerful. This is our time of entering into that place of conscious giving. So grateful to those of you who have continued to support Unity on the Avenue during this past interesting year. To those who are new to our community, thank you. Thank you for giving us a try. Thank you for continuing to show up. I love that about this community. We get up and we show up. And it is good and it is perfect. So there are a number of ways for you to offer your gifts. You can text, you can email, you can send us a check. However, whatever process is comfortable for you, we are open to receiving those gifts. And as we move toward the end of these interesting times, we are not passing the offering plate, but rather we have a basket at the back of the sanctuary. We welcome your gifts and your offerings as you leave. And since we're talking about prosperity, please help yourself to a CD of Ernest Holmes. It's called Live Again 4. And I shared last week that in a major announcement from Unity Worldwide Ministries, that they, even though it was coming from Unity, they quoted Ernest Holmes in his prosperity prayer. Because you see, we're all one, and we accept wisdom wherever it lies. And one thing that I would call your attention to is Ernest's third prayer, where he says, prayer is the key to prosperity. So please join me in our blessing of our gifts and offerings. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
This is a song that is actually an original of mine. I realized I've been singing here and a part of this community solidly since June, and I haven't shared this one yet. So it really backs up the other one that I sang, and it's about surrendering to your gifts, whatever those are for you. Surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. Surrender to your gifts and you will shine. Surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine. Remember what you did when you were younger, the one thing that satisfied your hunger. You don't have to think too much, I see it in your eyes. There's no more time for you to wonder. So surrender to your gifts, let your light shine. Surrender to your gifts and you will shine. Surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine. Deep down you know what your passion is, the one thing that brings you the most bliss. You don't have to think too hard, I see it in your smile. You know exactly what it is. And how many times do you have to hear you've got it before you know it to be true? So surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. Surrender to your gifts and you will shine. Surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine. You know what means the most to you, the one thing you said you'd get around to. You don't have to think too long, I see it in your smile. You know exactly what to do. So surrender to your gifts, let your light shine. Surrender to your gifts and you will shine. Surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine.
You will shine indeed. So a number of folks are interested in resource materials, whether it's our book club or other folks who are interested in reading more. So I just wanted to share with you some of my source material for our talk today was Prosperity by Charles Fillmore. I shared that last week. And amazing, wonderful book. And then the Catherine Ponder series. She started with The Millionaires of Genesis, and then she also created The Millionaire Joshua, The Millionaire Moses, and The Millionaire from Nazareth. So some wonderful material there as she continues to mine the prosperity consciousness of the Bible. And then finally, another great author, someone with whom I resonate, Julia Cameron, The Prosperous Heart. And one of the pieces that I really like in here is that she talks about one of the necessities for a prosperous heart to support us all in our prosperity and abundance work is that of community. So whatever that looks like for you, however you define it, we hope that it is here at Unity on the Avenue, whether it's family or friends or whatever that looks like. You don't have to do this alone, whatever that work is. So please join me as we offer a blessing for the children of our community and the world. Let's rub our hands together, get that energy stirred up. Let those giant souls with short legs feel us. You are loved, special, and important. We see you and bless the divine being that you are. Feels good. So please, just another reminder, visit unityontheavenue.org. We would love to have you on World Labyrinth Day on Saturday, May 1st. We'd love to have you in our Emergenetics workshop on Saturday, May 8th. You are blessed, you are a blessing. And now, please, together, our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Go in power. Go in peace.
Surrender to your gifts and let that light shine. Surrender to your gifts and you will shine. Surrender to your gifts and let your light shine. You will shine, you will shine, you will shine. Go out and shine.